Hey there. We have an account update for everybody. So, last time I updated you on my account was like around September 24th, something like September 22nd, I think it was. And I said I would come back on October 22nd. It's October 20th. I have time today, so I'm doing it today. But yeah, so here we are. Just a general account overview. We're up 31.67% since January 15th when I opened the account, put 100K in. I didn't trade it too much then, if you guys remember. I didn't really start trading until February, and then I made more deposits. So we're now at a 31% return, which is pretty good. I'm happy. I always try to beat SPY. Otherwise, what's the point in doing this? Okay. So, and then I just wanted to address something about people saying that certain options traders are manipulating their account values by depositing funds in and taking them out. Like if anyone's showing you this page here, it's pretty difficult to manipulate what this says, okay? Because again, what I just said is true. Beginning value is $100,000 on January 15th. Is that right? Yep, January 15th. And then I deposited another $150,000. That's there. So the net investment change was that amount, right? But the ending value is 349. So you can see if people put money in, options traders that are on there on YouTube, if they put money in or take money out of their account with this little value versus net contributions page. If they're not really willing to share that, then yeah, I think where there's smoke, there's fire. But if they're sharing that, it's impossible to manipulate. So that's my experience there. You can dabble yourself and find out for yourself. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are. With that, I wanted to just let you guys know that. Also, the highest this account got was 361. This was like on a day that ASTS and Ionic were like flying really high. And they've since pulled back. So now we are at 349. Okay. So we're going to go over and check out some of the trades. Is this interesting or what? Didn't that page just say that the account was worth 349? It's not. It's 355. So strange. I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm not reading into there. But anyway, yeah, 355. The highest we've been is 361 in the last month that I've seen you. I always like to see those highs, not because I think that that's what I'm worth at that point in time, but because I know that one day that will be my low. Yay! So I just keep at it, keep plugging away. But these are the individual trades in my account right now. We're trading Apple. This is really cool, guys. I don't know if you've been following this for a while, but I bought these out of the money. And these calls, like really probably, gosh, were they in February? I probably did, to start diagonal spreads with them. And so they immediately went out underwater and lost value because we had like pullback in March and then that dramatic pullback in April. But now these are all printing money. Not a whole lot, but I mean, some of these with a 320 call, I mean, I didn't expect that to really, I hoped it would be in the money, but if it never was, I didn't care because that's not my strategy there. So it's really nice that it is. Amazon's a bit of a humdinger right now, right? That stock just is stuck. It just does not want to move. And then today, October 20th, we're having all sorts of problems around the world with AWS. Like there's a lot of websites that are not functioning properly because of AWS. Amazon has their earnings in like a week and a half or something like that. So we'll see how that pans out. ASTS, oh my God, I did so well on this stock this month when it hit 100 and it hit 95 and it hit 85. Wow. I have another account that I doubled because of my ASTS holdings. I had a lot of leaps. So I've been trading leaps on these like a crazy person. You'll see the results of that as we go over into my trade log. Costco, people say I don't share my losses. This has been in here forever, guys. This is there's criticism sometimes on my feed, like, you must not share your losses. Look at this Costco leaps, guys. It's at negative $9,000. This one is not working out for me. Just FYI. I hope it still does, but I might cash it out and like sell it for a loss at the end of the year for a tax loss harvesting. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens. Okay. Ionic. Oh my gosh. Again, flew up to 84, something like that. Now it's back down to 60. I love the price action in the stock. It's just wonderful to trade leaps, buy leaps. I mean, I bought leaps today because it's down at 60, and I'm just going to wait till it pops up to like 80 again, or 79, something like that, 85, and sell these leaps that I have there. So I bought 4 of them this morning, and then this one guy too. Oh, these are leaps, excuse me. These are long calls. And then Palantir, been trading that quite a bit, getting more involved in the leaps with these. I've got some that are in profit. I'm going to wait for a bigger pump to sell these, like 190, maybe something like that. Okay. And then Walmart. I've really been buying a lot of shares in Walmart because my shares keep getting called away. This stock is so easy to trade. Like, you don't really have to pay attention too much to trade it. I love it. It's very low maintenance. And same thing here. I have some of these calls that I bought a really long time ago that went through that whole down market thing, and now some of them are in the money. So, you know, I've got a $900 profit on 2 of them. So cannot complain there. This is all looking very, very good. Okay. Okay, so how did I do in this not yet month? Spectacular. Like, I wasn't thinking I would do this good when I said, oh, I'm gonna, you know, I track my trades every month and I give you guys a lowdown of what's going on in there, but I don't always give you the total of what I'm making per month. And this month was insane. Okay. As far as the IRS would say, what did I make this month? $43,293 off of this account. Okay. So everything that is closed out, everything that is a closed trade is accounted for here. New shares that I bought, I don't put those against my earnings, like subtract them, because that's not a closed out trade. It has to be a realized profit or loss in order for me to include it here. So it has to be a plus or minus on my sheet, on the trade log that's in Schwab. And you can verify all of this because I'm going to share it with you. So you guys can go back and do your homework and like add all this up and match stuff here if you really want to, or you're trying to figure out what I'm doing without taking my course. You could try that too. All right. So on Amazon, excuse me, I have just a little bit of a clogged throat today. So we've got some shares that I bought at 230, 100, and then I bought another 50 shares at 219. I bought some calls on Costco. And again, those aren't going well. Like, people say I don't share my losses. Well, these are underwater right now and it's frustrating, but I've got some time to be right. I've got until June. Okay. I rolled out a call for 144. I bought a call back because Amazon was just sort of staying in the same zone. And I'm like, may as well close this out. I'm waiting for Amazon to pop to sell more covered calls on the shares that I own, because I just don't want to say goodbye to those. I think that my cost basis, you know, it's more around like the 230 mark. So when these things are at 215, I just don't even sell calls. I just wait for them to pop because the account's big enough. Like, I don't have to cash in on every single bit of shares that I have. I can wait sometimes. And what I'm waiting for right now is earnings. I'm waiting to actually sell calls on earnings week because that's going to be far more profitable for me. I did have an Apple, a bunch of shares called away for 240. 245, excuse me, and I bought them for 240, so that was a $500 cap gain right here. I did a diagonal spread where I just sold the 235 strike and the 230 strike when it was up higher, got 557, 354. Bought some more shares here. Label, usually I put these share buys in orange so they stick out for me. It looks like I got a little lazy there. Okay, bought a leap again. Look at digging in even harder on my losses. I don't really, you know, like, the reason that I'm not too worried about buying leaps like a lot of people are is because I know how to turn them into diagonal spreads. So this is all awesome. And then I rolled a put out for longer in time because I think the strike price was like 220. I did this today and I'm like, last week. I cannot believe how long Amazon is just sticking below that 220 mark again. But we shall see. Usually the fourth quarter is super strong for Amazon because it's a big retail stock. ASTS, this is where it gets crazy, okay? So I have, just to show you how crazy this stock has gone, like 1031, I had sold these 50 strike price calls that were expiring then, and I got $67 each. And I did those on 922 because ASTS was like trading like around $45 then. So it had more than doubled in a month. And when you own leaps in a company that does that, you're just going to do fantastically well. And that's what ended up happening. So I sold some 618 calls here that I owned. They cost $14.18 each, and I sold them for $17.20, and I had 5 of them. So that was $1,500. I bought a leaps for $21.41. I got 160% gain on that. I sold it for $5,580. So the profit there is $34.39. I mean, I just kind of I had all these leaps. Like I had probably like 10, 12 leaps in the account last month. You can go look at them. And these all just printed $27.59, $22.74, $17.74. I sold these all at different time periods. Like this was pretty close to when the stock started lifting off. I did some diagonal spreads and sold the 58 strike, right? Because who knew it was going to go up to, today's at 84 or something, 88, something like that. But it did go up to $100. So not 194, 194. I bought these calls. I haven't sold them yet. I closed some puts. I sold some more leaps for 384. This one's a leap. This one is a call. 488. I sold the call that I bought. Okay. And then I did a call credit spread for 633. I bought to close a put. Oh, this was a really nice leaps that printed. So, I bought them for $22.05, sold them for $4,773, made $5,136. Now I'm going to say this again. This is not common that a stock takes off and doubles like this. However, and so it's not common, but it can't happen to you that you make these kinds of profit if you don't own leaps. Okay, so the only reason this happened to me is because I owned leaps and I wasn't afraid to own them and I wasn't afraid to trade them. Can I duplicate this again next month? I don't really think so. I don't know that it's going to double again. Am I buying the dip right now? Yeah. Will I continue to buy leaps? Yeah. Okay, so I'm just very comfortable with this stock. Closed a put credit spread, 109. Here I bought another leap. Ooh, this one I sold, you guys. I didn't calculate what that was. So there's more profit here. I got to look that up. One got past me. Okay, but here's where I bought some calls. Didn't sell them yet. Okay. There's gotta be, since this is sold for $5,319, there's gotta be like at least a $2,000 profit there because I do not buy leaps on this stock for like more than 3K. 3K is kind of like my max I will spend. So that's cool. This is like I sold another long call contract that I bought. So 959 here. Put credit spread, 1274. These put credit spreads are getting so juicy. Sold another long call for a profit, 920. This is a call credit spread for 747 in credit. Put up a put credit spread, 350. Closed my put credit spread here for 358. Bought some shares for 97. Only 20 because I was like, this is high. This is a high price. But I was like, God, it could go to 105. Who knows? Okay. I closed a put by selling it. Selling a leg I didn't need anymore on a put credit spread for $46. Bought some more. So you guys can see I'm still buying these leaps. Okay. Sold the other side of a put again, bought some more shares at 87, bought some more calls. So, you can see how I can really say to you that I'm not really spending more than 3 on these. See, I keep going in below 3K per contract. Okay. Ionic again. I cannot believe my luck here, but I also can't. Because I did choose these stocks because I thought they would make giant leaps up at certain points in time. But I'm not like trading like the bulk of my portfolio with this either, guys. So you can see how when I trade those high flyer stocks, I don't trade them with a lot of my portfolio, but they can make incredible gains. I still have so much stability in this portfolio in Walmart, Apple, Amazon, okay? And these ones I'm sort of dabbling in. Okay, so I did a credit spread for 1301. Do you guys see how I'm never being assigned on these put credit spreads? Like never. Maybe next month. Not so far. Okay. These are leaps that I own that I sold. 96% return, 160% return. I kind of like was recording the percentage returns in September just to show you guys how I'm like how profitable these are. And then I stopped. Okay, so incredible money here. This was buying shares and then immediately after selling covered calls. Okay, so that's that. This was, what did I do here? Oh, I bought back a put credit spread, bought a call here. Okay, that's a leaps. Ionic rolls, just rolling some calls out for 102 and 101 in profit, buying some more shares. Now that it's on sale, love getting these for 62 and 62.37. Okay. Bought some long calls here, setting up for another pump up. Rolled a call out for $58, bought a long call and sold it for $31.20, $1,072, $485, and $1,030. And then I did a call credit spread for $762 profit, closed a put credit spread for $187, sold another long call for $26.90. This is a put credit spread. This is closed, but it's not closing it. It's opening it. And then 85. And then I've got some more leaps that I bought. So you guys can sort of see like when this leaps gets closed out, it will have a profit or loss on it. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll move this over to the next month's sheet and you'll be able to see what wasn't closed out last month that's coming over into November. How are we gonna be in November already? Is this year just flying by? I feel like the years just fly by. The weeks fly by when you trade options because you know what every Friday is, right? Coming along in the calendar. Okay, and then Palantir. This one's been super fun to like trade between 178 and 185 and just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on it. Oh, it's a blast. It's just so easy. Okay, so rolling out some calls, 118, we're taking in 302, closed a put by selling an up. Downside we didn't need. $4 helps, guys. It just does. So does 7. This is closing this diagonal spread. A roll here. Diagonal spread for 175. Oh, 339 to sell a call on a diagonal spread. $94 to roll again. And then here's a couple long calls I bought for 2 times 3,275 yet. Those are not closed out yet. And then I bought some shares, 20 at 183. There's a put credit spread here for 1083. This is super fun because look at that. I set that up on 1014 and then like I go and close it out on 1016. And that's like, you guys look at that. Let's just say it's the 267 set that we're closing out. So 1083 minus 267, $816 for being in a trade 2 days. What? So amazing. And then another call rollout. And then Walmart has been fairly active this month. It's been going up. It's pretty crazy, right? Like last month, wasn't it like 97? 98 was a high I kept seeing, and I was like, when are we going to cross 100? Well, we crossed 100, and now we're really happy to go up to like 107. So this is looking great. I keep buying more shares of this because I do want, as you know, I have more leaps, and I'm trading more of these leaps, and in Ionic and ASDS, I want more portfolio stability. So I'm buying into more Walmart. And these shares just keep getting called away from me on these covered calls, which is beautiful. So I'm just like rinse and repeating this strategy. I have diagonal spreads going and I have covered calls going on Walmart, and it's great. I have this hood call that I sold, bought and sold. You guys didn't even see this appear ever. It just happened on 925, sold out of it right away. I'm trading that very similarly to Palantir when I do trade it. And then Apple, I rolled a call for 231 in profit. I bought 100 shares in the ranges of 255 and 251. And then I have a cap gains loss. So again, people who are saying, you're not sharing your losses. I sold like a 225 strike. Let's see, what did I do? I bought these shares at 240, like way back, right before the market fell off in April. Like say I bought them in February or March, something like that. And then I started just selling calls against them because Apple was stuck down forever. It wasn't sure whether we were gonna like, be affected too much by tariffs from this stock. So I went ahead and kept selling the 225 strike. I was comfortable doing that because I knew I made money. I was making money doing other things. So I was like, you know what? If I end up with a capital gains loss on this, like a capital loss, I'll be fine because I have so much profit this year. So I took a $3,000 loss there. And then I bought some more calls on 1014 and then on 1020 584. This might become a wash sale rule where I can't even take that 3,000. So we're going to see what that prints as when I get my 1099. And then we have margin interest of $629. So the total premium and cap gains, profit and loss here is $43,922. And when you subtract the margin, I'm making $43,293. That sounds crazy, right? I don't know. I would be very surprised if this number is similar next month, but I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. I'd love to hit more of like a 60% gain before the end of the year, but I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to push too hard on this. Okay, guys. And then here's the proof in the pudding and all that. So here are all the transactions. You can see them. And they've all been moved over to that sheet. So I went through here every week. I go through and record everything so I can kind of see how I'm doing. It also lets me know every week. When I first started options trading, I would do it every day. And every week by the middle of the week, I'd know am I performing well? Am I not performing well? And then I would know sort of if I needed to amp it up or sort of just chill until Friday. And sometimes there's nothing you can do because you don't want to go into your account and start trading just to trade, because then at that point you're just hunting for more risk and you don't want to do that. Today was a really good example of that in my other accounts. They were already positioned the way that I wanted them to be, and not a whole lot has changed on the market since last Wednesday. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let most things stay the way they are. In this account, there's a lot of cash that came back into the account. So I was able to set up a lot of new trades today and take advantage of that. So that was good. So I had a lot to do in this account. But yeah, I trade a number of accounts. If I had to count them, I think there's 8. Okay. 3 of them belonging to my children. So yeah. And I trade these accounts in different ways. So this is more of a conservative trading account for me. You can kind of see that with the Walmart, the Apple shares, the Amazon shares, and so on. I trade my one of my accounts super aggressively. It has a 264% return this year. Crazy. And then I have another one that's sort of more risky than this, more aggressive than this one. And that one is it's somewhere over 100%. I'm gonna have to look at it. So I can share those with you guys maybe next time. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep track of how this account is doing monetarily, how much premium and cap gains it's bringing in for next month, because I want to compare it to this month because this month was so insanely profitable. And again, I don't think I can repeat this. I don't think that I can repeat it consistently because I don't think those stocks can make those moves consistently. I think they're actually set up right now for if they take off again, I can do about half as well as I did last month. So we'll see. Because they went down in values. We'll see what happens. But I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic about how I'm doing here. This is exactly how I trade. I'm trading exactly how I always have, or the system that I developed, and I've been trading for 4 years now. I love this system. And also, guys, if you want to come in and learn how to trade leaps with me, now would really be the time to join the Millionaire Mentorship Program and do it and get your ass in here. Because here's the thing. Trading leaps in the fourth quarter is the most profitable time to trade them. So you should take the next few weeks to learn how to do that, because by Thanksgiving, right before, like the couple weeks before Thanksgiving, you want to set up some leaps to buy to ride into Christmas Day, because it's such a profitable time of year. All right, did we go back to 922 before? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna go back all the way to, there we go. All right, so there we go. That's every trade. Couldn't be more transparent than this, okay? So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Again, yes, if you wanna come into the Millionaire Mentorship Program, join soon. There'll be a call in the description of this video, so you can click on it and schedule one if you want. Because you're going to want to take a couple weeks. You probably need to know what a covered call is already and how to do those. Okay, you need to know that to then be able to transition into leaps quickly. If you don't know that, then you gotta take a step back. Maybe you'll be trading leaps in a different time period. But like, if you want to take advantage, if you do know the covered call and you want to take advantage of what's coming in the fourth quarter, now would be the time to act, because you're going to want to learn the 4 to 5 strategies that I use to trade leaps. And those are all represented in this portfolio that I'm showing you here today.